question is, would you buy one?
Absolutely not. Would you build?
Okay guys, welcome back to the workshop. This week we're working on our Cummins-swapped limousine. And the plan for today is to get her ready for a big smoky burnout. Alright, so Peter's back helping us out this week. He's been getting a little bit done this morning. Peter's started off by working on getting a few gauges so we can check all our vital statistics when we're out on the road. So we got a water temp, oil pressure and some battery voltage. That'll be rather helpful. We got the boost pipes finished off, so this one is now connected. So is this one, so we should be able to make some good power. Next big job is going to be the exhaust. So I'm going to crack on with that. Now for the exhaust, I've got this rather handy bucket of stainless bends. And our plan is to create a 4-inch straight through side exit for the old girl. I got to take the exhaust from here, the back of the turbo, out through the wing. It'll come out at, I think that's 2.5 inch, can't remember. And then it will step up to 4 inch, out the wing, run down here. It will come out by the rear wheel. As Peter's up in the engine bay doing the devil's work, just a bit of wiring, I'm going to start from the back of the exhaust, work my way forward. So I'm going to weld on this 45 to start with, and that will come up the wing up to here, where there will be, if you can see that, there will be a 90, a straight bit of pipe that goes through the wing, joins onto the turbo. What foreign delights are you currently wiring up?
Well, I've got my coffee coloured wire.
Yeah.
And I'm yet to find the grey coloured wire.
The grey coloured wire?
Was
there been a bit of a mistranslation?
China! I'm guessing white.
White. Yeah, that. Yeah. White boys. Oh, nice. And we're going to have a lovely set of dual electric fans then. So we got the wonderful outlet for our exhaust jigged up here on the floor. Started making some of the up pipe, which is, again, some more scrap. There's a bit of Land Rover snorkel, that one. What we could really do with now is a Sharpie. Is there a Sharpie around them? There was one, had one.
Focusing.
Right, I'm back. I've got my wonderful measuring tool here. And what we need is a hole through this wing here to connect this pipe to the turbo. What we don't want to do is we've obviously got an inner wheel arch here, which is, I reckon, if I measure that there, that's, oh bloody hell, that's quite high up. Measure that again, make sure, oh God, not as much room as I thought. And then we've got top of the wing there as well, which, again, measuring very precisely is about there. So we want to be somewhere in there. Plenty of room. Now, I have a theory that one of those, oh look at that, that's going to give us a little flat disc here. That's going to give us the perfect diameter for our hole. Catch my drift. If I just eyeball that there now, we need a hole there. I'm going to go with, oh very round. So I've managed to draw a serrated hole. Yeah, I have. Okay, so I do that. What we'll do is we'll start it off. I don't have a hole saw big enough. How is that so far from the middle? That's quite impressive. I don't have a hole saw big enough, so we're going to start it off with this one, and then we'll use another precision implement to cut out the rest of the hole. Yes. All right, so we'll punch that. Lovely. Nice centre punch there. Here we go. That's very unsharp. Lovely job. Nothing screams precision like an oversized turkey carver. Oh yeah. Peter, I'm going to be completely honest. The hole cut out for the exhaust has not turned into quite the work of art I thought it was going to be.
Did you manage to follow the serrated hole that you drew?
I don't know, I think I slipped a bit.
Well,
We can always put a bit of filler in there, can't we?
oh my God!
At least nothing got damaged in the process.
That's perfect. That doesn't scream, I'm going to burn my leg 4,000 times.
It doesn't scream, pull me over, officer.
Pull me off, officer.
It's a good job we're not in Germany, where the pedestrians will be on that side of the car.
Doesn't happen.
No.
Doesn't happen. There's not any. To be fair, we're going away from the pedestrians. To be fair,
I mean, if
we're not really going near the pedestrians.
It's not walking anywhere, so...
So for anyone who thinks we might be ruining a lovely classic vehicle here, just ground out a bit of the sill weld in the exhaust mount, and that all the way up to there is filler. And if we go all the way down to the other end, it's exactly the same there. Not there. That's got no filler in it, that bit. Peter's also going to show off his wonderful wiring here. Show me the business.
Well, you turn that.
Make it happen.
Give it a
Turn
wiggle.
that one. Yeah,
Right.
that's nice.
Right.
Oh, look at that. They all like, well, that's good. We don't have headlights, but we have now got gauge
No, we
lights.
have
Which
got
is, have we?
Yeah,
we
I
got
think
one
so.
headlight.
Well,
All right. Well, you know. Oh, yeah.
well, I'm not sure if that's right, but...
Me, that's a lot of oil pressure. Look at that. We don't need the dipstick now. Oh, it's come off. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, well, I'll fix that in a minute. Naturally, after I'd reattached the exhaust, we then decided to take her out for a quick spin. How does she feel?
Got a bit more power than last time.
Has it? Jesus! At least the brakes work
The
now.
brakes don't feel any better.
Clutch slip. Hang on, clutch! When you, the clutch doesn't come back up properly, so just lift it up, otherwise it slips.
Oh.
Yeah.
Plenty of torque.
Not a lot of top end. Oh yeah. What a darling. Oh yeah. The question is, would you buy one?
Absolutely not.
Would you build one?
No.
Why not?
Don't think he appreciates our motor vehicle. Couldn't see what's wrong with it.
When their car breaks down.
Yeah. What an absolute honey.
Hello.
Decided there were far too many oil leaks. It was all getting rather smoky. Peter's had the brilliant idea of putting the bonnet on. We can't see any of them.
Good news.
Okay guys, well it's a new day. We had a relatively successful test drive last night. We are battling a bit of a slipping clutch at the moment, so before we do the burnout, we're going to try and address that issue. The main problem we're having we began with one problem, and that was that our master cylinder is a Land Rover master cylinder, which has a 3/4 inch bore, and our slave cylinder is from a DAF lorry, which needs a 1-inch bore. So we've got a direct replacement, hopefully, for our master cylinder. So we're going to fit that today. There's also something failing. We're hoping it's in the master cylinder, because when you press the clutch down, it actually tends to stick to the floor, which is not ideal. So you have to sort of drive with your foot and then pull it back up with your hand. Not great. And since that's been happening, we're now facing a slight slippy clutch. It's the original DAF lorry clutch. Supposedly you're meant to change them when you tune these engines up. So maybe we're just making a bit too much torque, but I can't imagine that this is putting as much load on it as what you'd put through a DAF lorry. But what we're going to try and do is change the master cylinder, see if that solves our issues. And at the same time, I'll take the inspection cover off the bottom of the gearbox and have a look in at the clutch and just see if the release bearing is coming off all the way. But yeah, we're either going to kill the clutch or we'll kill the tyres. Either way, something will do a burnout. So our Peter Fab clutch pedal, which he's done actually a marvellous job of. It does work very well, but to change our slave cylinder does require quite a lot of removals. Oh, sorry, the master cylinder. Bloody hell, always get the master and slave mixed up. Down there is the current Land Rover master cylinder. But to get to that, we've got to take the brake chamber out of the way, which then means we've got to take the exhaust off. From, yeah, the Scott Fab exhaust. Not my finest work, but it does work. So he's got the main pipe off. Luckily there's a nice big hole for you to get out there, isn't there? Yeah. I get slightly carried away with that one. We might want a bit of a finisher.
Does Scott Fab want to slag off Peter Fab anymore?
I'm not slagging you off. No, I think we'll cut. I'll put a blurry patch over that. No one will see it.
That's what? Very good geometry, that, to be honest.
It's cool, isn't it?
I'll just slide that out though. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Can we slide that out? I don't need
No,
to.
yeah, take it all well.
Oh,
It's not possible.
it's impossible. Right. Oh, I'll lose that note.
Don't lose that nut. That is the last nut we've got to steal that or something else.
Special note.
Special nut. Peter's special nut. You can sell that as a sauce. Nice pie.
Watch the paint work.
Is this it now then? Do we now just slide it off? Oh, look at that.
So then.
Oh, there's all the oil we filled it up with.
Oh. Is that oil or is it brake fluid? Nah, it's definitely oil. Well, half and half.
Good news.
You know, you think the brakes were getting a bit.
Yeah. Squishy.
Maybe the Chinese seal kit that I rebuilt that with.
Not possible. It's actually quite funny when you try and stuff a massive lorry gearbox in a limousine. You actually lose quite a lot of room. But here's what we're working with. So this is our clutch pedal. Now this is the little bodger I've done to try and regain some clutch control. But as you can see, it just sort of sticks down, doesn't come all the way back up. So I'm going to take those springs off, and then we got to get up in there and take those these nuts off. All right. See you when we're done. Okay, they're all undone. Take her on out.
It might be a two-man job. Just because I need someone to hold this slave. Yeah, might be a two-man job to.
She's a two-man job, is she? All right.
What? Yeah, I think.
Yeah. All right.
There's too many pipes and that lot that need.
All right then. Such a massive thing for so little brakes. Oh, now we can see her.
There she is.
Lovely. Is it going?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we got the old clutch assembly out. This is the old, rather nasty looking slave cylinder. This is our supposedly drop-in replacement, which is a 1-inch bore, 3/4 bore, 1-inch bore, as you can see, much fatter. In theory, these bolt centers are the same, so we should just be able to unbolt this one and bolt the new one in. It is unfortunately a little bit longer, and as we are struggling for space up against the bulkhead of the car, we are going to have to do a bit of massaging around here. Let's get this bolted in first, get this little fitting swapped over. We'll try and fit it in the car.
No, not that one. Put that out.
So what we're battling with here is we've just taken the master cylinder off. Now you carry on.
Oh.
I don't want to stop you. And the pedals. The pedal seems to be rather seized up. So we're just going to try and take this pin out. That's the pivot for the pedal. See if we can clean it up and free it off a bit. We managed to knock the pin out, and it's a little bit crusty. So we're going to clean all the rust off. Peter's just delicately cleaning up our brass bushing, making sure not to open up the tolerance at all, because we wouldn't want a sloppy pedal. And then we'll pack it full of grease, put it back together. Right, well that's all back together and nice and floppy. So let's put the master cylinder in. I'm in here now underneath the wagon. You look up there, the engine, some of the engine there. This is the gearbox, and there's a little inspection hatch there. So if we take that off, we should be able to have a look at the clutch. And just see if the release bearing's coming out properly. Ah yeah, so that's obviously the clutch pressure plate there, and then you can see the release bearings. If we just get a pry bar up in there, doesn't feel all the way off to be fair, but we'll get a pry bar and see if we can prise it back. I don't know if you can adjust these ones, to be honest. You can on some, but I don't know, we'll see. I can't seem to get it back anymore with the pry bar, but it does feel hard up against it, to be honest. I can't tell if it wants to go back more or not. So what we're going to do is take this slave cylinder off, which is just here. And that's what pushes on the clutch actuator and pushes that release bearing up against the clutch. We'll get that out and see if we have any more movement and see if there's any adjustment on the rod at that end. So I've got the slave cylinder off and I've just levered the release bearing back. So if you can see now, if it focuses on there, look, see the release bearing is now back off of the pressure plate, and the pressure plate didn't follow it. So I would suggest that we do in fact have a broken clutch or a worn out clutch, which is okay. So we'll take it out and see how long it lasts for, but long term I think we're going to have to put an uprated clutch now. I'll put it all back together. So the clutch pedal and master is back in. I've got my handy dandy clutch bleeding tool connected up to the slave cylinder. Which means I can sit here, press the clutch with my hand, and the bubbles come out, and because we got a inches bottle full of fluid, yeah, I can't get back in. So you can bleed it on your own when you have no friends. Well, the clutch appears to be working. We've now got smooth and fast shifts. So we're on our way to a undisclosed location where we've got a bit of abandoned airfield where we can try and do the world's first Cummins-swapped Daimler Burnout. Oh yeah, that's far too fast. See you when we get there. Clutch is slipping. Clutch is definitely still slipping.
Did it just die?
No, I think I just let off. Oh. Oh no. Oh, it has died.
In what way? Like, oh, just.
Well, all the gauges are dead.
Do you reckon we've blown a
No, I reckon
fuse?
the battery terminal's fallen off.
Oh.
Oh, you got to watch the legs on this.
Ah. It's warm.
It was a fun game of clutch or tyre. Is that clutch or tyre? Those fans sound so cheap.
That'll be why it's really warm in here.
Yeah.
Oh, we've lost an exhaust clip.
Oh no. Cummins-swapped Daimler Limo, Burnout. Peter's now going to take her for a cool down lap and then hopefully do a big smoky burnout when he gets back. There she goes. Oh, isn't she just a fine piece of machinery? Stinks of rubber around here now. Oh my God, he's cooking! Yeah, it's very warm without that bulkhead, isn't it?
Oh, 105 now.
Yeah, it's let it warm. I think I love her.
Oh.
No, that's not from us. What is that? That looks a lot like engine oil.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there is quite a considerable amount of engine oil underneath it. I wonder. Come out the... I reckon it's coming out the breather, isn't it? Down there.
Hey, that is like it's working.
So much boost, we push the oil out. These things will happen, I suppose. What a glorious beast. Give her hell! Second! Yeah! Jesus. Well, that was a whole lot of fun and we didn't break anything new. Now we do have a couple of issues to fix, so we're going to want a new clutch, an uprated clutch. What else are we going to want, Peter?
Exhaust needs fixing.
The exhaust does need fixing. We need a prop shaft as well, probably, and some high ratio rear gears or low ratio rear gears. Something that gives us more motorway speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say fix those breathers that are
Yeah,
leaking
the
oil.
oil leak.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a fuel leak as well, so we'll fix it.
Yeah.
Essentially a lot of fettling, but it's almost a reliable vehicle,
Yeah.
which is quite exciting. But
It
yeah,
is.
thank you for watching, and see you again on the next episode.
It's almost the daily that Leyland wished it was.